Hello everyone, welcome to episode 130 of No Bubble Podcast again, because
Yeah, we
technology
may or
is
may have not done before.
not our friend. We're trying to do it again, but the good news is we saw Doctor Who this time, so now we can talk about it. Connor, how have you been? How's this new year treating you? 2 days in.
What?
How's
Well,
you?
yeah, what year? It's actually changed, is it?
Madam, what year was this?
Yeah, madam, what year is it?
2021.
I'd love to be back in 2030. I would love to be. Life was so much simpler back then.
Oh, God, can you make cheaper, more efficient? Toys R Us was open.
Yeah. These are us.
It is. We're gonna do a brief thing of everything we got to look forward to this year, like we normally do. Might seem a bit laboured this time because we did go through it in depth, and then didn't save. So, should we talk about Who first?
Yeah, sure,
Because this was anticipated, but it's the 2nd of January today, and this episode comes out tomorrow, which is why we're in a bit of a rush to do it. But we saw Doctor Who New Year's Day special, festive,
along with the rest of the world.
Revolution of the Daleks, starring.
And it was a revolution of sorts.
It was up the revolution. It was starring Jodie Whittaker, Bradley Walsh, Tosin. I'm sure he's in this, Cole. Mandip For Real Gill, and John Fabulous Barrowman. It's nice to see his name in the credits.
You can't go wrong with Johnny B.
Captain Jack,
Johnny
and the
B.
Daleks. Should you just do a briefing and then we'll go spoilers?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've been warned. You've had like 48 hours by the time this comes out. A lot happens.
Anyone who's wanted to watch it's probably watched it by now. What your initial thing, like your initial opinions about the episode?
Trying to get the words right. No, it was. Upon rewatching the era, it was definitely like you said to me last night in messages. Like things were built towards. There was a bit of a conclusion. It felt like there was a bit of an arc. It wasn't just a waste of a special. The only bit annoyed me is the ending, but we'll get into that properly. But no, it was good. It was fresh. The Daleks were great, I thought.
Yes.
The actual meat of the episode was solid. It was just the beginning and the end. That kind of iffy.
Obviously, the last episode, spoilers, with Bradley Walsh, Tosin Cole, there's Graham and Ryan. So there was that to deal with. There was the return of Captain Jack. There was carrying on from a diversive finale, to say the least, in terms of not my doctors versus normal people, and setting up series 13, not season 13 was long ago with the Zygons
coming to Blu-ray in 2021, hopefully.
Maybe that'd be we always predict them in the end. It had a lot to do. I feel like Chibnall hates himself because he just keeps giving his scripts too much. I don't know if that's me.
Yeah.
But
was this the longest episode he's written so far?
Yeah, and it's the third longest in the history of Modern Who because it was 71 minutes.
More than an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, which is I think Voyage of the Damned and Deep Breath. No, sorry. Voyage of the Damned's just underneath it, and then it's Deep Breath and Day of the Doctor above it, because that was like mini movie. It felt like you could have had a two-parter out of this.
Yeah, genuinely, I would have been happy if this was a 1 hour and 10 minute part, the first part, like you said, and then the 5th you get part 2 or something. The 5th of January you get part 2.
Yeah, it felt like there was so much happening. Like Captain Jack, the Daleks, the Doctor getting out of prison, where she found herself at the end of Timeless Children.
Season 12.
But also it's like, the tagline lied. How do you stop the Daleks without the Doctor? Well, the Doctor just breaks out in 15 minutes. So, I don't know. Should we talk about we're going into spoilers. So if we talk about it and you haven't seen it, like Connor said, you've had 2 days. What you been doing?
It's 2021.
Yeah, John Barrowman is amazing. As always, he has this intensity and this passion for Doctor Who that I don't think can ever really be matched by anyone that comes into it now. It's kind of like him being part of that era and that golden generation. Like he is, I think anyone from them could do the same, but he is, having had his own show and everything, he is above and beyond in terms of how much he gives.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You could just see the energy, the passion, like you say. As soon as he did walk back on screen, it felt like he hadn't been away, even though it has been like 9 years.
It felt like he jumped straight out of the Stolen Earth. Sort of then, from that, like, if you watch those back to back, you'd be like, well, it's the same. Like the characterization.
Yeah.
There was a repeat line of dialogue in there from Utopia. Like the Doctor saying, if you had work, you have work done, no, you can talk. Which, I hope that doesn't become his catchphrase. Everyone else jumped. Maybe it's just they said it, or like it was they just filmed Jodie and John during the break. It's like, have you had work done? And he was like, how dare you, darling. He was great. It was
their interaction was cool. But I thought it was going to be more
towards the end.
Just more.
I thought towards the end. I thought they'd make a big deal out of their reunion.
Yeah, exactly. But no, possible season 13 return. Like I just thought he would stay for at least half the next season. I don't know.
Yeah, especially when he went. So where's my room? And it's like, you never had a room.
Exactly.
Like, I had a suite with a cocktail bar. It's like, that's very... Oh, man. I think it would be nice to see Jack travel with another Doctor. I think the greatest shame that he never got him with Smith or Capaldi. Because I think him and Capaldi would have been nice, sort of... It was just like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sick of your shit.
Yeah, Malcolm Tucker it. Yeah, that would have been an interesting dynamic. That would have been a good What If episode. If Disney ever buy Doctor Who and they do a Doctor Who What If, that could be a great show. I'd happily watch that.
Would be. The Daleks did. Yeah, they were not. There was the new design made sense in terms of the story. I like how it linked back to Resolution. So
it
was the.
I like how it opened with the remains of that Dalek as well. It wasn't just
the
Daleks. Yeah,
it picked up from that last story. Like essentially the company like disposing of it, and then it gets hijacked, and then Jack Robertson, who it was nice to see Chris Noth back, linking back to his character. He was probably one of the standout performers between I think him and then John and then Jodie.
Those three.
But I feel like it was just a bit like I'm backing them. Like he goes on sides with the Daleks like towards the end. And it's like I was acting directly as a decoy or intentionally or whatever. I don't fucking know. I like his reaction to
humans,
seeing him. I like his reaction to seeing him again. Like, oh, not you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the companion. Okay, I've never liked.
There were great moments.
I've never liked the 3 companion TARDIS thing. It's why I don't like a lot of Davison. I just think there's too much because you always have to have them doing something. So you always end up either leaving one out or giving them hardly. I think Graham really suffered this episode.
Yeah.
Because he was just there. And
he really was.
I think we'll get onto it in a bit, but I think their exit was very anticlimactic.
Anticlimactic. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, anticlimactic.
100%. Tosin Cole is good, but he's not given a lot.
Nope.
Graham essentially got first the Cybermen and then the Daleks. It's not. No, so for us bad boys goes for a fist bump, which was quite. I laughed. That was quite a funny moment. And then it was.
That was a funny moment. He's like, "Why are you being so weird?"
Yeah, and that was it. That was literally the only thing Graham did, apart from saying, "I can't leave." No, I can't. I can't leave Ryan on his own, so I'm going to stay at home. Which I don't know.
I don't know. That's what I mean.
So they could be replaced by John Bishop. But we'll get onto that one. I also feel like Jack was very underutilized. He was there to break out of prison and blow up the Dalek ship. and
have a load of continuity references from the past.
Yeah,
that was
his partly her fault. Partly a friend
of
hers called Rose Tyler. It was like,
yeah, oh shit, name drop.
And then at the end to go, Gwen Cooper sends her love. By the way, it's like, oh, you're the reference guy. I'd like.
Yeah, shame we can't see her though.
Imagine if we'd have seen Gwen. You see, John Barrowman posted on his Instagram, and then Kai Owen, who plays Reese, like commented, "Bring back Torchwood." It's like
exactly, bring it back.
I thought because when the continuity announcement at the end was like stick around for like a special announcement, I thought it was going to be like surprise. We're making Torchwood Series 5. It's going to be out end of next year, beginning of 2022. Like that's what I thought it was. But it was just a new fucking companion. But it sees it that Jack's still out there, Gwen's still out there.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it on iPlayer? Because I watched it on iPlayer, and for me, I saw the Doctor will return and it cut off.
No, for me, because I did it because I was watching it live, and I had to rewind it just because I'd missed some of it. So watching it live through iPlayer, but rewound sort of thing. So then then went to it, and then went to that reveal, which I was like, oh, that's not Torchwood. But at least he's out there, Gwen's out there. We got that reference. No idea what Rex is doing at the minute, because this year will be 10 years since the last series of Torchwood in July. So that's
and like you say, there's no announcement or anything, no hint. It was just Jack and Gwen are alive. But what are they doing?
Yeah, maybe hopefully seeding it for them to come back into it as Earth correspondence, and maybe because obviously Unit got disbanded because of Brexit. That was Spyfall.
Back in Resolution, wasn't it? Was that? Oh no,
It was Spyfall. No, Resolution. Yeah, you're right. No, Resolution. And then because Stephen Fry's character then says like Unit, Torchwood, like all these things that are meant to do with it, and she's like, "All gone, just me." It's like, yeah. So maybe from the remains, Jack will build a Torchwood. It'd be nice because I always thought that like Mandip Gill, like have Yaz, Martha, Mickey, Jack, and Gwen. But then if you
just based off the ending, Ryan and Graham, because they seemed very much.
That's what I'm saying.
That they wanted to go on an adventure, like
maybe like Graham, Ryan, Gwen, and Rex.
Yeah,
if Rex he must still be talking about somewhere unless they killed him, or which someone says is a good point because I don't know if you've listened to Out of the Broom Cupboard. It's a podcast by Chris Johnson, who former CBBC presenter, does for the Big Damn Cast. Like he does this one purely. It's talking to people in and around children's television production, and on the last episode of season 2 was Russell T Davies, and like they talk about Sarah Jane and stuff like that, and like sort of like we put a nice big bow on it. But he did that video for one of the lockdown watch-alongs, which was the final Sarah Jane adventure, like Farewell Sarah Jane Smith or whatever it was, where he got isolated actors to like film their bits and do special things for it, which is really cool. It's really sweet. And he said like that's there if you want to believe it, but I also like to believe that that house is still out there and still exists. Like I wouldn't put it past CBBC like at some point in the future, maybe if they end up going back to that kind of thing, thinking well someone else moves in. Like he said like Ryan or Yaz or something moves into that house and Mr. Smith's still there, and you could pick it up that way.
Yeah, that'd be a great way to continue it.
The Graham
live on the legacy.
You never know. I like I think having Jack made you realise how different these eras are, because he brings so much energy and lifts it, and it's just sort of like the others are like, why though? Like all the stuff with them without the Doctor and the TARDIS was a bit like oh yeah, stop us! You've got to tell us your plan. Oh, it doesn't work for me.
Throw away.
Oh, it's quite hard, this, isn't it? Like, we've got to do it, or the human race is going down. I don't know. Right, should we talk about their exit?
No,
because I feel like we're kind of skirting around that. So, do you want to tell us how Ryan and Graham leave the TARDIS?
So, their souls and their lives are intact. We were wrong, and they leave because the Doctor was in prison for them for 10 months.
Yeah.
Whereas the Doctor was in prison for, I don't know exactly how long, for years and years and years and years. But that's it? Just because the Doctor left them for 10 months? Which, of course, if we were in that scenario, of course we would be annoyed We'd be waiting for our mysterious time traveller friend to come pick us up, and we'd have to get on with life. I completely understand their point, but I wanted some other element as to I've had enough of you, Doctor. But there was nothing.
Like I've seen, like I know, like Ryan makes reference to like having spending time with his friends for like time with everyone.
Yeah.
Which like I get because that was sort of introduced in Spyfall when he's like with his mates, like, "Oh, I never see you anymore." It's like
a big foreshadow.
If it seeded a bit more tactfully, then it would have. You could have been like, "Oh, that's the natural progression of him like missing his like life back at home."
Yeah, but we didn't. Apart from that little glimpse you mentioned, we didn't see any more of his life.
No, and Graham leaves because he doesn't want to leave Ryan on his own.
Which I'm okay with because of the family dynamic. But if they weren't related, then why?
But even that is, I just think it's strange because you can clearly see that Graham would be happy to go again.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe
very forced.
He should have died and been reunited because we see Ghost Grace, which I think was that was a bit. It was a bit like what?
Tacked on.
That was like, well, how? How does that happen? If only Graham had seen her, I think I would have liked it more because Graham obviously saw her immediately in the aftermath of returning home after her death. Like he's the one that heard her and saw her, and obviously had the whole thing in It Takes You Away, so it would have seemed like a natural thing for him to see it. But for
I suppose.
Like, oh, there's.
Brian could. Oh, it's just a son in my orbit.
Me too, son. Me too. But he didn't say you're doing it, mate. You're doing it, son. It was like, no, you fucking said it wrong. You're doing it, mate. You're doing it, mate. Yeah, it's strange. I think the Daleks, like you said, are the best they've ever been. We had some good shots of great transition from CGI to the actual prop, like them flying down onto the bridge. Because so mutated remains of the Dalek from Resolution managed to create clones of the Dalek mutants while they were building security drones that looked like the Daleks to basically sell, which was Jack Robertson's company. So then the mutant is scheming then to get them cloned and is getting back in and have them basically become proper Daleks and escape. Because he called for Daleks at the end of the last one. And then the Doctor sends a signal to bring the proper RTD ones through. And then they have a big fight. She uses the old Daleks to clear out the new ones.
It's essentially... Is it Victory of the Daleks of the Matt Smith episode, but done better?
Victory of the Daleks...
It's the same concept.
With a bit of Evil of the Daleks.
And Remembrance with the two Dalek factions, Imperial and Renegades.
And a bit of power, really, as well. Like the whole growing the mutants and... A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
The great shot with her opening the TARDIS doors in midair and there's all them Daleks. And she tricks them by flying them into the one from Gallifrey, but disguising it as hers and crushing it and sending it into the void. We've got another reference. Series 2 fans.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. RTD again.
I didn't hate it. I didn't go, oh, this is the best Chibnall episode ever. This is like the best. I think
it's sort of season 12 quality. It's leaning towards 12 as opposed to 11.
Yeah. I can dig that. Not that 12's bad, I think it's just that 12 was so much of a meh. 11 was so much of a meh that 12 was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's definitely probably top tier.
Yeah.
In terms for me, I do really like Resolution. Like you said, I think Resolution is still better. I can't wait for Retribution of the Daleks in 2023.
Wait, Retribution of the Daleks?
That's what I think it should be. Or
oh yeah, why not? Yeah, why
Restoration, not? I don't know. Something beginning with R. Yeah, I think there's just... It felt like it could be so much more. It felt like a perfect series opener. If you'd have had this as a...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and then just... There's no real... Like, we literally had to watch this because we all knew it was Ryan and Graham's last episode. But take that away from it, what really happened?
No.
What had to happen?
It just shook up the TARDIS so that when Series 13 comes, we know who John Bishop's playing. Some bloke called Dan. What do you think about that?
Danny boy. We haven't had a Dan, so it's an original name for Doctor Who. we'll just have to wait and see, mate. I don't know. It's Chibnall, so I'm not exactly looking at a new face and going, yeah, he's going to be a great companion. Again, I'm just going to have to see. Even though the articles say 2021, they're hoping or whatever.
Yeah. So what do you think of?
So
it was a bit of a stunt casting. Like we didn't expect it. We expected just the Doctor and Yaz, which would be like to sort of a second Doctor and Jamie, like a complete
oh no,
female thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's a bit safe.
It feels a bit. Yeah. You keep saying the words, yeah, a bit safe. Just a bit.
Meh.
They're not risk taking anything.
No.
They're not trying anything new.
100% not.
It's just, I don't know. In Chibnall's eyes, he thinks it's what works, but it really isn't working.
What would you have just left it and then maybe introduced him like in series 14 or whenever Yaz left?
Possibly, or I have no clue, honestly, mate. I really don't know the Chibnall era. I can't exactly predict anything, because anything we do predict, it might happen, but it's not nowhere near as good as it could be. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted Jack to stay around at least for a couple more episodes.
Well, like, there's a possibility that he can come back or be seeded for out stuff.
He could come back, yeah.
You know, even basically said, like, did you listen to my thing about the Lone Cybermen? She was like, not really.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, about that.
Yeah.
I'll sort it out eventually.
I basically fucking ignored you, Jack. I'd probably rate it.
I think, like, one of my favourite bits, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, what?
No, go on, you go, and then I'll think it. It's because they're slow connection.
No, I just liked, like I messaged you, I like the galley of monsters. Like the silence,
yes,
I just want them to come back.
Talk about that. Sycorax.
Yeah, the silence. Weeping Angels. And then there was another one. I think there was another one. The Ood.
The Pating as well.
Brian the Ood, or whatever it is.
And the Pating from Series 11.
Oh, good old Pating. Oh, classic monsters.
And people think
if it was an adipose, I would have loved it.
People think that big green cacti thing was a Megalos. Possibly.
Oh damn.
It would, like, maybe it does tease the theory that, you know, loads of them broke out of the prison and the Doctor rounds them up for Series 13. Because, you know, we've seen Weeping Angels on the streets. That'd be strange.
Yeah,
be nice.
I don't know. Is that a teaser silence coming back? Is the Sycorax coming back? Are any of them coming back?
I'd love any of them monsters to have another story, especially the silence.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the silence out of all them sort of evil.
Like, apart from the opening of Series 6, it was a bit sort of like, oh, that's all they do. But...
And just point their fingers at them and go... Yeah, there you go, yeah.
If you could have put one monster that wasn't in there, or that you at least didn't see, into that prison scene, who would it have been?
Obviously, the Sontarans, no.
Sontarans are primitive!
I don't actually know, you know. I don't actually know. Maybe a classic monster, Sutek. Sutek.
Well, yeah, I've been captured.
Randomly.
Of Sutek. Or do you know who I would have liked?
Omega! Omega.
It's never Omega. I would have liked Slovene.
Fuck it, yeah, Slovene, they're good.
Restore them suits. Because they're a bit old and battered now.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what we haven't seen in a very long time. Missy would
it's
have been a nice touch.
Forever.
Missy would have been a nice touch. Or the Doctor's daughter, just in passing in cells, and they don't recognise each other.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been nice. Another RTD, very, yeah, that would have been...
But Moffat wanted her alive to use her, and then didn't use her. Anywho, I'd say if we were going to rate this, I'd say a strong 8. And that's just based off of a 1 viewing.
I think if it was a decent departure, it probably would have gone up. The departure was like the most important thing out of everything that was to happen.
Yeah.
And that was the shittiest part of the episode.
Yeah. Like how, for me, Face the Raven is a boring episode, but Clara's departure at the end is what you remember it for. because that's quite
actually
well done.
Meaningful. Yeah,
even though they fucking erased it. But like you're right, that kind of thing, like you can do that whole hour, but that last 10-15 minutes is what you'll be judged on by the critics and the fans. And I just don't. I think it was very underwhelming. Maybe gives them a chance to come back and get.
Just change the ending, and it would have been a fun episode. Yeah. But like, just that important scene just fucked up. They just fucked it up. Or there's that bit. There were moments in the episode where they chatted to each other, like they did at the end of the season 12, where it was sort of like, oh, that was touching, or oh, that was a good line. But then it literally led to nothing.
Yeah. And she actually managed to hug everyone this time, because everyone's been complaining that 13's never hugged their companions yet. So there you go, all done.
I felt though she went darker, which I like. She's not the chatty, bubbly 13. No. I feel like she's heading to like Tenet darker 13. She feels like
I don't know. I like that the joy is slowly being sucked and drained out of her.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's getting sort of like she's like a whimsical child, and then she's just getting sort of beaten down by the universe. In a way.
And everything.
Excited for Series 13 after this?
I'll just have to see. I'll have to find out more information.
Find out more in when they want autumn. Is that when they're aiming for?
I just saw 2021. They didn't exactly give a date.
Probably late.
I mean, I don't blame them. Don't want to give us too much hope.
Yeah, don't want to market it too much so that people watch it. The overnights were good. No. More than Mrs. Brown got on Christmas Day, which is about fucking time. I think it made it was 5 mil on overnights.
All right.
I'd like to see what the 7-day figures are, because I think it will make 8, possibly. If word of mouth
decent rating.
Be nice, because TV's different now, and plus everyone's spending the Christmas holidays trying to contact family members, so I wouldn't be surprised if, as much as viewing TV's changed anyway, that people are a bit sort of like, fuck it, we don't really care. But on to things we don't care about.
No, not at all.
No, we hate them. The releases of 2021, that a lot of them were just 2022 anyway. We've been through a whole list, but I think we'll just pick out the
key ones.
The key ones that we went over yesterday. It's just really annoying because we felt like we were on it. We had a laugh, and now we got a feign interest again. So let me just get the website up again. Can you remember any of the ones I said?
Any ones you said? I mean, and you went on for ages. Like there was about hours of content in that one speech. Should we just make it to like 5 each that we're both excited for?
We can do, yeah.
Or like that we really want to see, if we could see right now.
Yeah. Our top 5 most anticipated movies of 2021.
/2.
Slash fucking.
Fuck it. Matrix 4. Matrix 4.
Definitely for me. I think 5. I think that's a solid number 5 of intriguement. It tickles my fancy, but it's not got hold of me yet.
Exactly.
Mainly because Matrix 2 and 3 was shit. Like Matrix 1 is such a.
I know, and I've got them in front of me, and I need to watch them. But,
number 1 is
Matrix 1 is one of those movies.
Defined cinema for the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And who doesn't love...
Bill and Ted helps Keanu.
Yeah.
Well, you keep cutting off. What are you saying?
No, sorry, you carry on. It's just my shitty internet.
I think, like, Bill and Ted, like, made Keanu, but then helps Keanu, but then the Matrix literally blew him up to, like, mega stardom.
Yes. And who doesn't love him? Because, as you know from Cyberpunk, Keanu makes everything better. Even if they did rush the game illegally. Does.
Despite the glitchy reviews and bugs, he makes everything better.
If we're going to go back and forth, I'll say for mine, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Paul Rudd. I just want a true Ghostbusters sequel. It's made by the original writers and team as well, so it's hopefully going to be a lot more passion behind it.
Ivan Reitman, the original director's son, Jason, is directing it. Paul Rudd's in it. Homages to original characters and some of the original cast. I like 1 and 2. I didn't care for 2016, but I'd like to see what this one does.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sequels.
And that's March, isn't it? That's one of like the sooner ones. Yeah.
There's a lot of sequels in there that we could have done with like 10, 15 years ago when we wanted them. I think, if like Matrix and Ghostbusters included.
Very much so.
I would hopefully like us to see it when the cinemas allow us to. Your next one?
Yeah. While I'm thinking about it, my mind's gone blank.
This is going to be fun, isn't it?
I genuinely can't think of anything. A Quiet Place 2. That's probably like 3, 2, or 1 even. But A Quiet Place 2.
I think that's on my list, yeah. I feel like that might be, hopefully, top 3 movies of the year when we do our top 10 next Christmas.
I hope so. At least bronze medal tier. I hope so.
At least, because I'm so looking forward to that. John Krasinski is a man who loves his craft and is brilliant at fucking honing it, and I'd love to see him do more of this kind of stuff, because it's like, it was so out, like A Quiet Place 1 was so out there, but it was
just a unique concept, and it wasn't necessarily just a full-blown horror. It was a survival movie, and that's what made it, while paying respect to like a slightly different community as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very cool movie. A special movie.
I will say for my one, The King's Man, the World War I prequel to Kingsman. Sure. Kingsman 2 was shite. I think we can both agree, because number 1 had such a charm and flavour to it.
Number 1 was something else. Yeah, something else.
And number 2, Matthew Vaughn doubled down on the stuff that you didn't need to double down on, like the anal jokes. We didn't really care for those distasteful things. So it's a great cast: Ray Fiennes, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Harris Dixon, Charles Dance, Daniel Bruhl, Stanley Tucci, Jamon Honsu. Set during the 1900s. It'd be nice to get a different spin on that world and expand it, and hopefully see where that goes and leads into further sequels or prequels or spin-offs or whatever they do. As long as they don't milk it dry.
So, will we get a prequel called A Quieter Place? A Quieter Place?
No, The Quietest Place. I don't know, because there's definitely plans for a 3.
Well, that could have been, instead of calling it Part 2 and Part 3, it should have just gone Quieter, Quietest. That could have been the idea.
Wait, get on the phone to John Krasinski. Yeah, because he's doing a 3 as well, wasn't he? I think that's what you said, wasn't it?
He is doing a 3rd, isn't he?
I think, that was either back end of last year somewhere. I was sure there's a thing of like, he's either got a plan or he's doing it.
Well, cocky sod, he's definitely, regardless of the income, he's definitely getting balls deep. He wants it done.
That's a hell of a way to put it. What is your 3rd one?
I mean, Google's helped me out, but one, again, we probably know the least about it, but we definitely mentioned it. Last Night in Soho, Edgar Wright's psychological horror thriller thing with Matt Smith
in it. Yeah. Definitely.
Matt Smith. Terence Stamp. Anya Taylor-Joy, I think?
Yep.
I think, just memorising it. Yeah. It's just an Edgar Wright film. He's one of the coolest directors in like recent years. So it's another genre for his name. So we'll definitely give it a watch.
Yep. Number 3 for me, I think, is probably Free Guy.
Yeah, that's literally the next one I wanted to look and go, yeah, that one.
Ryan Reynolds as a CPU in a video game, or an NPC, sorry. So all your video game folk, because he's not a playable character.
I thought he said he was the MCU. I thought he's the MCU. He's the whole cinematic universe. I was like, what?
Well, he is now once he signs that deal for Deadpool. A video game background character getting access to all the ability of an actual player and how that affects the real world and the people playing the game. It seems like it'll be like Ready Player One, but good.
Not as deep. Yeah, it'll be a comedy. It ain't going to be one of those deep, like, philosophical movies about life and stuff.
Yeah, I get you.
It'll just be a laugh.
It will be.
It's Ryan Reynolds' face. It'll make people giggle, so
it'll be worth the kind of film we need right now. Bit of a laugh, bit of fun, bit of stupidity, bit of Ryan Reynolds, bit of guns.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Your next one, Squire, yeah? Your screen's gone quite dark. I can see your
My next one. My screen got. Oh, there you go. It's awkward. I'm gonna have to hold it. Okay. Top Gun. I don't know. Top Gun. I'm curious to see what that's like.
Mm-hmm. Like again,
we wanted 20 years ago would have been more ideal. But
you think it's going to be like an Independence Day resurgence or good?
We hope not. I still need to see Independence Day. That's one out of everything I've seen. I've still not seen Independence. Either of them.
The first one is really good.
Yeah, I know. Fuck it, no. Redact Top Gun. Uncharted. Redact Top Gun.
Oh, he's gone for Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg's moustache.
And a game that I haven't even played yet. But yeah, no, Uncharted. I don't know.
You've got to play them games. They're amazing.
If done right, it could really change the genre, the video game genre. It's kind of got a bit of a curse.
I mean, it was already perfect.
Sonic was decent.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Detective Pikachu was decent, but Uncharted could be next tier if done right.
Like if you look at Detective Pikachu and Sonic, it's like that's great. Sonic was okay in a kids movie. This could be like those like 18 plus games or 15 plus games that you played on PlayStation. They're good movies.
Done right. Yeah.
Especially because there's a Tomb Raider sequel coming out. That's not on anyone's list, I don't think, because the first Tomb Raider film was okay, based off of the reboot one, wasn't it? The reboot game series. Yeah,
I would say I liked it though. I haven't seen the old Angelina ones, but they were very, I don't know, of their time.
They're like the Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer of their time. Fun.
Or both of them.
Fun and a bit. Yeah, maybe we're glad this stopped. It's a bit campy, but that's what the early 2000s were all about, weren't they?
Literally that.
Trying to see. I'm excited for Godzilla vs Kong, but not as excited as I am for. There's loads of shit ones on here. I mean, I might as well just.
I've got Candyman. I've just scrolled past Candyman.
You Candyman.
I just want a horror.
You Candyman me.
A good horror.
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
It's the
same. I don't know. It's
from Jordan Peele's production house as well, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's Jordan Peele, so his name is going to make at least appealing to audience members.
Yeah, directed by Nia DaCosta, who's going to be directing Captain Marvel 2 after this reboot of the film. Yeah, I'm up for it. I've never seen the original. I'd probably give that a watch before watching this new one. And obviously, Jordan Peele makes great quality stuff.
Exactly. In recent years, especially, get us just mind-blowing films. Not necessarily like scary horrors, but they're more. Again, I like psychological ones, like mess with your head.
Yeah. I like a good thing.
And they do mess.
Yeah. I would say. Just because I want to see what it's like at this point, just No Time to Die. Is that going to be a Skyfall or a Spectre?
I know. But going by the odds, Casino Royale and Skyfall are the better two out of the four we've had.
Yep.
So it's leaning towards good at least.
Yeah, hopefully. And a good send-off.
But again, only time will tell. No time to find out.
No time to die, is there, Connor? I think it's just been so long, it'd be interesting to see what it actually looks like at this point. And the same with Black Widow. Like, I'm really excited about the MCU journey's in Phase 4. We've had that break, which has been nice for us to sort of gather ourselves. We've all missed it, really, haven't we? Like, seeing some new MCU content.
18 months without it. It's just, if anyone said back then, especially when we were there at midnight for Far From Home, if we said, oh, by the way, this is an 18-month gap, I don't think I would have been there for midnight. I think I would have, I don't know. No one would have thought 18 months.
I think it felt like, as much as, it couldn't be helped, I think it felt right after that phase, because it had been built up so much and there was like 3 movies a year, so much everywhere, and we knew the Disney Plus shows were coming. It was nice to sort of be like, essentially be given a year off to sort of be like, right, this is where we're at, and then now we're sort of like, because I've missed it and now I can't wait for WandaVision. I'll sink myself into everything I can find. Whereas before there were shows that were like, I'll see them, but I'm not like invested in them. Where it's now, it's like
desperate, get like, yeah.
And now all the stuff we know in terms of casting, we want to sort of consume all of it now, don't we?
Genuinely, even the ones that I was least looking forward to, I genuinely just want it with my face now. I just want to watch it now. Regard whatever it is, even Hawkeye, just to give Jeremy Renner a chance at redemption.
God knows he needs.
Let me see it.
Yeah, so I'm obviously looking forward to that. Finally, a year on and getting back into the swing of those things. Spider-Man pun.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, all those at once. So I think that Shang-Chi, Eternals, and the Spider-Man film that's meant to come out near this Christmas, I'm also banding together in terms of like one thing I'm excited for, because I'm intrigued for the. I think the Eternals I'm more excited about, and then Shang-Chi, and how Black Widow fits in terms of the gap, and Spider-Man, as long as it doesn't overload itself and have a big shit on the rug.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Looking at history, Spider-Man 3, I mean, infamous, but for the wrong reasons. Andrew Garfield, I mean, it was that bad, it didn't even happen.
Yep. 2 was so shit. I don't know.
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
What's your next
one? I don't know. Spider-Man is kind of the one that I kind of want to see the most.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's probably got the most risk of overloading itself. Like Doctor Who, arguably, you know? I don't want another revolution of the Daleks for Spider-Man 3. I really hope that doesn't happen for Spider-Man.
That's a good point. So what is your next one you are excited for?
Again, scrolling. I suppose Dune. Dune with a D.
Dune with a D. And Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa, yeah.
Oscar Isaac looks great in it. I want Oscar Isaac to have all the best fucking bits of his career that he can.
And Batista again. But looking at Batista's career, he's not had a bad movie.
No. If you watched that Spy one that he did.
Did I watch what? Sorry, what?
I think it ended up on Amazon Prime. The one with the teaching the little girl how to be a spy.
My Spy. That was decent.
Yeah, that was
decent.
That wasn't bad. And I like Stuber. I think he's the perfect straight man to...
Stuber is so underrated. That's so underrated, yeah. Stuber went under the radar. Yeah. I don't think not enough people saw it.
Nah, appreciate it. I would buy it. I would buy it when I find it. But I'm just not seeking it out at the minute.
No, you know.
I don't know what else. June, yeah. So June, yeah. It's intriguing because I don't like stuff that pitches itself as like the next Star Wars tends to not do well. I mean, look at John Carpenter.
No. Yeah, who? What? John Carpenter?
Right.
John Carpenter, yeah.
And plus, I feel like there's such a good cast and there's so much riding on it that it has to deliver some level of just coherentness.
Yeah.
Because it has to appeal to the general audience and the book audience at the same time, which is always the risk.
That's the thing. I'll challenge myself before the film comes out, because I think it's October at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll read the book beforehand. I've got the book in front of me as well, so I'll read it and then I'll have a proper in-depth knowledge of what to go in, and then I can honestly tell you whether it's good or not. The adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'll try and read it before we go and see it. Whenever that may be.
You're good at that kind of thing of just sort of indulging in it just before and just then having the whole thing and then sometimes going, yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For me, damn it, where was it? Literally, I had it and then I fucking... it was in my head. Yeah, Snake Eyes. The G.I. Joe origin movie, because Henry Golding's in it and I like Henry Golding. He's great in Last Christmas and he's solid. He's great in The Gentleman. And I hope his career goes on to be stratospheric.
Oh, even Crazy Rich Asians, which is the one that kind of brought him over to Hollywood.
Yeah,
I still want to watch that, and I just haven't yet.
I do. I've not sort of. I don't know.
Seeked it out.
No, I've not seeked it. I should, because I really do like him. I think he's a great actor, and hopefully he's going to get everything he deserves coming his way in the future. Because seems like a lot of fun to be around, and G.I. Joe's a franchise that's needed new life breathed into it because. Although the two films are good, they're like very far apart because it was just like let's just cast The Rock in the second one, and
It was like 2009 and what, 2014?
Yeah, something like that. And they were like, "We're going to cross over with Transformers." It's like, well, go on then. They probably would have made both franchises a lot better.
Yeah.
But Shea Levy, yeah. So that's my things that I'm probably most excited for, because Fantastic Beasts, don't care, get in the bin. Stuff like
what even is that? It's not exactly fantastic anymore.
No. It's
more controversial beasts.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably end up having it be on near me, and I'll be like, "Oh, let's see." But like years later, then you're like, "Oh, let's see what this." Nope. Every time I try and convince myself that Suicide Squad wasn't, it can't have been that bad, and it's like, oh, it was. Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's how did we not mention Suicide Squad? Yeah, yeah, it's James Gunn.
That's all you need. Gunn is all you need.
Essentially. I think just reading it lastly, Mission Impossible 7. I mean, 6 was great. I want to know what happens next.
7 and 8
are just Mission Impossible.
So they're almost like a two-parter. So I'm assuming 8's going to be next year.
Yeah.
Providing everything goes smoothly. Yeah, they are. I think. Yeah, we said it last time that we did this before it was fucking lost in the internet. That they've become sort of like the Fast and Furious of spy movies, like the next big stunt and the next big thing. You're just trying to. 100%. But they're still pretty decent movies. Like they're still coherent. They're not boring. Not convincing as
it's hard to even rank them for me. It's not even to put at number 6. I can't think of one to put last. They're all kind of good movies.
They all hold their own. Yeah, it's a good point. Halloween, you're a big fan of them. You didn't mention them. They're probably in there somewhere.
No, Kills. Yeah, Kills.
And then Halloween Ends is next year.
Yeah. Again, another one that's like back to back. Yeah.
I did like Halloween 2018. I thought that was nice in terms of what it did in linking to. So it's Halloween, then Halloween, and Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends.
Yeah. Exactly. Halloween. Yeah.
Getting a bit of a trait of having sequels to stuff that ignore the previous events, which I'm fine with, as long as it's well made and it works. I hope all the sequels.
The thing is, having watched the franchise, having watched the whole franchise, like the only one I really liked was the original. The original second movie was okay, but nowhere near the quality of the first. So I can do without that.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them are just kind of, and then the modern ones are great. So.
Well, that's good. That's all you need. Because we said loads of them sequels that we would have done with 10, 20 years ago. I hope they're all of the standard of Halloween Kills. I do. I genuinely do. The past doesn't always speak for itself in terms of that. Like sometimes it's like maybe you should have just left it alone. It's the fear I have for Indiana Jones 5.
Well, that's not 21, right? That's next, isn't it? Or even 23, I don't know.
It's 22 or 23, it'll probably get moved back. I think it's late 22 now.
Right, okay.
Something like that, because Disney just don't know when to put. But I want to make it soon, but while Harrison Ford is still with us. Let's not have that be the first thing on our conscience in 2021.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
Killing Barry Chuckle was bad enough. I can't kill Han Solo. God, could you imagine?
No. I finished Firefly. Yeah. I finished Firefly a couple of days ago, but I did Serenity last night. I just want I just think, what if Nathan Fillion was a younger Han Solo? Because essentially he is in Firefly. Like, that would have been the perfect alternative.
And Adam Baldwin's great.
Yeah. Not related to the Baldwin family of Alec, Daniel, so and so, but yeah.
Someone else, I don't know. Billy Baldwin. I'm Alec Baldwin. Oh. Simpsons gag. Firefly is great. Before Joss Whedon was a bit of a knobhead in terms of who we worked with and mistreating women. God, we want to try and be less, political. We want to be escapism this year, don't we? But yeah, I do love Firefly. I think that is just such a nice little pocket of just this could have been so big.
Gold.
But the fact that it wasn't, I think, makes it just even more special that we did just get that. And we'll live on and hope that we'll get a reunion special on HBO Max in 10 years' time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if everyone's still alive by then, but yeah.
Be nice. So that's about...
Yeah, there's no movies on here that screaming out at me. This website's a bit...
You can kind of wind down as we say, what else are you guys looking forward to in 2021? Are you looking forward to seeing your family? Because I am. Looking forward to seeing your friends and recording in the same room again? Because I am. A lot of the stuff.
Oh, absolutely! I need it more than ever.
A lot of the stuff we didn't get done, we're going to try our best to do this year. Twitch is the first thing on our agenda. We want to get into that. I know Connor wants to cyberpunk all over the internet. Not cyberspunk. That's a completely different show. We don't have the budget for that.
2078.
2069.
Ooh,
saucy. But in the meantime, you can let us know if what you are looking forward to, if we missed anything, or if you think our opinions are invalid. Which it's an opinion, so we can all be wrong.
Yesterday we barely missed nothing, but I feel like we've missed enough today. I don't know.
Yeah. I think we skipped out the Rugrats movie because I don't care about it.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah,
I can do that. Rugrats movie. I'm not going to waste my breath on J.K. Rowling's work if she's going to.
I want a Lego Movie 3. I just want a Lego Movie 3.
I want more spin-offs of it because I think if Ninjago come out a year or so later, it'd have done better because it's a good movie. Have you seen it?
It is a decent movie, yeah, and I don't even know what Ninjago was, but it was a sick movie.
And
it's the same quality.
Lego Batman as well. That was good.
And I think the Batman's still my favourite. I loved Lego Batman. I think that's still been my...
1 and 2 are perfection. If you want a Lego movie, write to us at the Lego Movie 3, starring Connor as...
Send us your draft, and we can shoot it.
Aquaman.
We can shoot it. We'll make it. Not with Aquaman.
But until then, if you want to get in touch with us throughout the week, you follow us at Pacey Sheep across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and DM us or throw instruments of musical wonder at us through the internet. And if you want to write at us, an email, a nice tasty email that we can get into, because we want, that's our New Year's resolution, get more emails this year and read them out and have some interaction, as well as building a bit of a community. You can email us
at nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com.
And as always, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to us. Thank you, Connor, for filming this again in an emergency capacity. It's always nice to see your beautiful face and hear your beautiful tones.
Aww.
And did you enjoy Doctor Who as well? Get in touch if you want to talk about that, because we're always happy to talk about if people hate or like stuff, because I feel like this is
absolutely
right down the middle. Maybe, I don't know.
It is.
I enjoyed it.
Mostly leaning towards enjoyable. It's not awful, but it was just very disappointing as a whole. Especially rewatching it. If I didn't rewatch Doctor Who, then I probably wouldn't have cared as much.
So you hyped yourself up a bit, didn't you, by rewatching it? You were like, yeah! And then it was...
Yeah, I dig it. And I'm like, ugh.
Whereas I didn't. I just went into it like, John Barrowman is why I'm here.
Blind.
Aren't we all?
Exactly.
And if you're John Barrowman, hi. Hopefully we can talk to you this year.
Hi.
But until then, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you, everybody. See you next week. Bye-bye.
And stay pasty. With your masks on.